All right, hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. You know the deal. We are here. We are ready. We are looking for a full terraform of Mars in 12 generations, and we want to get 63 terra when we do it, and at least, uh, 100 points. What do we have to start with here? I mean, look, I don't mind sacrifiles. If there's a science build in here with like this wild tag, then fine. There isn't much for like a turn one economy. Thankfully, if we go Point Luna, which has like the most upside, we can get an extra card from playing you and my contractor, so like that's fine. Gyropolis does have some income, but it's so energy intensive early, it's hard to justify. Underground Detonations is just a meme, a terrible card. And I will have a couple of power tags because I'll have the question mark and the prelude. So Power Grid is not a good card, but we'll take it just in case we can't find anything else. So far we have Rotator Impact, so Titanium good. We've got Electro Catapult, so Steel or Plant Income good. Standard Technology is fine. With this placement, I should try to make sure I get some Steel. I was going to pick up Titanium, but Steel allows me to go for the Electric Catapult, which I think is really great. I could also go for 2 plants, but... Well, I could go for 2 plants, but let's save those for later. So then here, we play the Electric Catapult. We don't use any Steel. We used one of our 2 energies to do that, and we sell a Steel. That gives us a turn to get the next Steel under wraps. We'll get this card to start giving us a discount towards plant tags. And holding $5 and a Steel worth 7, so $12 for next gen, is fine. Hopefully Rotator Impacts is something that we can play sooner rather than later. There's a lot here to like. We're also hoping to get more Earth stuff. So a few things to talk about here. This can bump Venus once every other turn for the cost of 2 titanium, $6 or 2 titanium. If I get this card, it costs 15, but I can either use it to load itself and get oceans, or get 50% off loading the other asteroid card. But more importantly, the other card doesn't take 2 actions or 2 generations to bump Venus, 1 to load, 1 to use. Instead, it takes a single turn, because I can put the titanium here and then use the other card right away. So this $17 investment saves me a titanium every time I click the other card's button, and I get to click the other card's button twice as often. So that $3 savings, I think, really makes Comet Arming work. It means I don't need Comet for Venus, because I have a Venus bump for a single titanium. Ooh, wrong card. It means I probably don't need Stratopolis, because Stratopolis, the big value of 2 floaters, is to put it on a Venus terraforming card, and we don't need that. The other thing that I want here is a discount, because a discount card is good, and I'm going to take the discount card every time. Let's get our money from our Steel. I do want a plant income somewhere, somehow. Don't know how we're going to get it. And I'd love to play this discount card. But, where's the but here? The but is that if I play it for 12, I do not have enough money to do everything I want to do. And what that is play this card and this card. So there'd be a $2 discount if I could play the discount card. Oh, I need to keep that titanium. Almost did a big boo-boo. This cannot be $3. It has to be a titanium. Thankfully, I have a titanium income, so Rotator Impacts, and boom, baby. That's ATR for one. This $3 of titanium income is now a Venus bump per generation for the next 10 production. So Venus has, what, 15 steps? And we have 11 of them, because we started on Gen 2, plus the 10 more left. 11 of the 15 steps accounted for in those 2 card plays. And this corporation's base titanium income. I think that is pretty efficient. That feels good. That means I focus on oxygen, heat, and oceans with other sources. So I can take heat bumps early, get as close to that heat production. Venus and Earth tags is really good for my other card. I don't need you because I have Venus mostly covered, and these things are a little too far out. So titanium puts over here, and get a microbe, and boop. Now the big question is, can I get a plant? I cannot. Since I can't get a plant or a steel, I cannot sell one for extra money, so I am sad. There isn't much else to say other than, like, if I bought an ocean or played on the board in any way, I could be getting those resources, and I would love that. So to that effect, let's get an ocean down now, so at least if I do get an ocean, I can put it adjacent to something. Molehole Lake and Nitrolithic Moss, both good terraforming cards. I'd like to grab a card like this, a 1-point animal, and I will. Again, we don't have much to do right away because we're waiting on the ability to sell. I could, if I really wanted to, accelerate my heat a little bit by buying standard project and then a heat bump, a standard project heat bump. That's bad. That's like $20. I get $3 back, $17 for a heat bump. Yes, the card is played, but I have... I don't know where it went. I have Molehole area that I want to play anyway. So that will get me all of those things if I can just hold on to my money. It'll also give me another microbe per turn, which is a discount towards plants, but whatever. Maybe just because it could set us up, I'll play Water to Venus just to get that extra card draw early. And whatever, we got farming. So that gets us to the end of Gen 4. This is where we do our audit. How are we doing? Well, we've got 8 TR and 3 money production, which is $11. So well short of the 15 to 20 gap. But I do have this titanium that's being used to terraform Venus, so I'm discounting that. So still $11. I have microbes per turn. Right now, $2 worth of microbes, but only for plant tags. So like that's worth like maybe $1 at best, compared to it actually being like true money income, which would be better. The other thing I have going for me though is I thought I had another source of income. Oh yeah, is that I have the ability to sell a plant or a steel for $7, which has been inactive for the last 2 generations. I didn't get to click this on Gen 3 or 4, but I can't imagine a future where I remain this unlucky. We will get here. Maybe I should have done a titanium to get an ocean or something, but I really like this combo as it is. So let's kind of continue down this path. In terms of oxygen, heat, and oceans, we are terrible, but in terms of Venus, we are good. So let's store an ocean down and hope for the best. I don't need. This is bad, but it gives me a plant income, which means it's good. Because I need a plant income desperately, because that plant income is worth $7. I need a science tag to be able to play it. In fact, I would need 2. So cutting edge, standard tech, lightning harvest, and there we go. We get a TR and a plant income. No extra energy, which is a little bit painful. But I think that was better than doing the Molehole Lake. I know we talked about doing the Molehole Lake. There's reasons why that would have been beneficial, right? More microbes, some immediate plants. But this sets us up to just guarantee have what we want. And I might keep grabbing these plant tags, even though I typically don't like tundra farming or farming or half of those cards. Because we have a card that gives us microbes that can only be used for plant tags, I feel extremely incentivized to make sure we keep going after that. Now, I still don't have the plants I need to do nitrolithic moss, so I do wonder, since I have standard projects, I should buy an ocean. I think buying an ocean right now, even though I'd rather buy the Molehole Lake, this gets nitrolific this turn. And now everything is just, we're off to the races, baby. We're going to hold on to our cash, though. And let's think about where we want to put our first greenery. Because I'd like it to be in that ocean area. But I also want to be able to get a mine played. Ooh, natural preserve. That opens up a lot. And Noctis farming, plant tag. We like that. Microbes that can do oxygen is nice, but I'd rather play the cards myself. I'd rather get greeneries. I have a few things going for me, like having standard technology, having Venus very much in an advantageous position. I feel that I can be a little bit, shall we say, greedy. So let's go for that. Keep getting microbes. Now, for some reason I thought that would give me enough for my first greenery. It did not. Probably because I don't have farming? Still, let's wait till next turn then, get our greenery in the pocket, then we can put our brown tile over here so we can mine more titanium. Yeah, and I think we just get a power grid at this point, right? Getting a bunch of energy up front will set us up for future cards that are useful. We can get the government to level us out on that oxygen. I do want trees. I have a Jovian multiplier, right? So like that makes me think, oh, we could be greedy and go after that. But I think we just be greedy, quote unquote, by going after as many board points as we can. Like I'm talking cities, cities and greeneries. So we do all these clicks, we get all those microbes. Atmoscoop for heat seems really reasonable. Before playing it, I can go grab these plants. Let's grab the plants, and then the mining area, and then the Atmoscoop. I can't use the floaters. Ooh, Gyropolis. I hadn't even considered that. I mean, it's only 5 income. I'd rather get 2 income and a heat income by doing the 2 heat bumps, and then unlocking cards like Noctis Farming, for instance. That felt strong. Next turn, I'll have another oxygen from the government, one from my greenery placement. Shuttles will be on the table. We do need the heat to come up a little bit faster. But with standard technology, honestly, I'll just buy a heat bump right now. Let's just terraform fast, unlock our green cards, and move from there, right? Lava flows, don't mind if I do. There are still mountain tiles available. Self-replicating is a decent investment if I want a card like Ganymede Colony on the cheap. So let's set ourselves up for that. Keep selling. Just doing all these clicks here, making my way through. Microbes. One thing that I didn't mention that I was thinking is, because I was going for a production, I more or less defaulted to saying I'm going to grab a titanium production over a steel production. And that's actually an interesting decision this time, because a titanium production is worth more and can be used on different cards. So that's why I wanted it, right? But specifically, we are using our plants instead of steel to get $7. So a titanium production is worth 3, but a steel production could be worth the same. But if I want to choose, I could be losing that instead of a plant and be a whole plant ahead. So there certainly was value in taking the steel instead. And now I've been double whammied with the space elevator. And I also told you that I think that the better way for us to get points in this game is going to be on the board. And that's with cards like Gyropolis, for instance, rather than space cards like the Jovians. So it's hard to say that I'm sticking to my own ethos of what the best play is, but I still love space tags more than building tags in general. So I'm going to stand by my decision. But I'm kind of trying to come clean right now by saying I'm not sure if that was right or wrong. It was. Was it right or was it wrong? We don't know. Now what I do know is I have Earth Catapult, which is a huge discount. I've got Venusian Insects, which is half point insects. Insanely good. I've got doubling robots on Gaming Colony, which is great. Molehole Lake, instead of giving me $2 worth of chump change, let's go and get half point microbes. I'm going to sell a plant, but that's only because I'm not sure how... I have not been lucky enough to get a new source of steel. Because I do have cards like Space Elevator that could really benefit from having some steel. Robotic Workforce is also new to me. So building tags that we'd like to copy, right? A single income, a titanium income, and nothing too stand out. So -6 gets us up to Tundra Farming, and Gyropolis gets us pretty nice as well. Maybe I get another Venus card, take my point worth of microbes, and then play my event for steel and get our little steel placement plus some adjacencies, which is nice. And then the question just remains, do I do a heat bump? And I think we do. We don't have that much heat income. Our energy is dried up. And what do you know? Boom. Another plant tag played. A 21 income, 46 TR. I think that we're in a decent spot. We still somehow need help with the oxygen track because we don't have that much plant income despite all the green tags we've been playing. But we're doing our best. Yeah, I mean, all of this is so energy intensive. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. Let's just say it how it is. I'd rather just sell the plants. Keep cruising our way through to Venus. Now, some more Venus bumps at this point would be nice. We didn't get like any obvious play this to get a Venus bump. And get a bunch of extra points while you're doing it. This could be discounted further. So it's hard to say what we should be doing here. Still, buying an ocean, that gets us a breakpoint on a greenery. Maybe just doing 3 heat bumps, like 1, 2, 3. Again, all of these we're getting $3 back on because of standard technology, so... I mean, it just works. I think we take a quick ocean for cards. I don't mind a subcrust. It's pretty expensive for 2 points, but getting 2 extra cards back from it and still being able to play something like trees, I think makes it worthwhile. We are also Point Luna, that's why we got 2 cards instead. I didn't put that into my equation, but it does make the play even better in retrospect. Now this could be a point for a card. I don't get 2 cards, I only get 1 card. The question is whether or not I feel like we can win this. We have a heat bump coming. We've got a oxygen coming. We've got a Venus bump coming. But that still leaves 3 Venus bumps, 3 heat bumps, 3... Well, the government will help with oxygen. So 3 heat bumps, 3 Venus bumps, 2 oxygen bumps, and an ocean. But I want to get 100 points. So to get 100 points, you need to lean into cards that give you points. So I think we do the aerial mappers, and we get an extra card out of this. And then we hope for some terraforming help here. Deimos Dam would be amazing to play in the pocket down here. Get 3 heat bumps. It pretty much levels us out completely. There are a lot of greenery cards that could be cheap. I don't mind a Venusian here. Corporate Stronghold, I do want to play it for the points and the placements and stuff, but I'm going to hold back. I thought we might get a city and greenery strategy out of this game. That is not what came to pass. But that placement did give me a steal, so that's nice. And I still need Venus bumps. And, you know, I really should have done these card draws first. There's something could have come up that changed how we did things. It didn't, but it could have. My big question is breakpoints. Venusian Insects is going to get an extra microbe from that Venus card. So this Mohole Lake may as well go on Sacrifice. I could have saved it for fish, but I'm not so bold as to think fish is going to be in my future. I mean, the fact that I can play Mass Converter and solve all those energy problems I had is just so painful to see at the very end here. But I think we buy an Aquifer. I'm not going to get enough plants for an additional thing, so we may as well just grab a card. Something space related that would bail us out, perhaps. Two heat bumps is $11. If I needed a single ocean, which is ironic because I played this to get... I played an ocean to get that card, it would be super worthwhile. Especially if I already had, you know, these 2 discounts played. But without it, this is just overpriced heat bumps. Timing is again painful on this one for us. You buy the greenery for the money back. You buy this greenery, get some money back. You buy a heat bump. Then let's sell all the cards that are not going to give us points or be part of the discussion here. Even with $9 of titanium, you're too expensive. So, I mean, my titanium will probably just go into a space station just because I do have no microbes to make farming cheaper. But I think I just buy the heat bumps, and that can at least get me to 63 TR. And 63 TR feels pretty good. Now, what's painful is the Venus. I literally started the game saying we have 12 or 11 of the 15 bumps. So to end up only ever getting 13, despite playing a couple Venus bumps along the way, literally 2, we just didn't find anything super efficient. There were a couple space events for Venus that we overlooked. I don't even know if I call it overlooking, though. They were just not super great. And quite frankly, it's $12 for me to buy a Venus bump. We just didn't get enough heat or oxygen. Like 2 heat production at the end of the game, I think, goes a long way in saying that we would never have even come close to winning this game had it not been for the fact that we had standard technology and we were just blasting our way through the listings here. Forgot to play this. But yeah, we only have, like, none Jovians, so that doesn't really matter either. Still, 25 points on cards is nice. We were 2 Venus bumps away. We didn't get to play a last-second city, so our greenery and city points are going to be a little bit miserable. Could have I won if I took that science tag microbe for oxygen card? Probably. That I still think it was correct to say that I'd rather use my microbes to play plant tag cards. We just didn't get to trees until too late. I don't know, this is a strange one for me, where we did get a 2 out of 3. We did get 63 TR, we did get over 100 points, just barely. But we didn't get the full terraform. It was so close to being a trifecta. Not enough income, not early enough. Like when we did the audit, our money income was below the benchmark, and all of our terraforming metrics, other than Venus, were pretty terrible. But I still had hopes. Maybe it was the number of turns that we, needed to sell plants instead of steel, right? Like what would another 6 or 7 plants have done for us if we had just gotten like a mine early for 1 steel production for $4? That card there. There's a lot of things that could have gone differently. There's a lot of steel production cards. I'm surprised we didn't find any until the end when they didn't matter. But yeah, what a run. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.